It's BB and Dealey, we know you have been waiting, so here's another podcast about movies, burn after watching.
Welcome to the Burn After Watching podcast. I'm Bordon.
This is Dan.
And we are back this week, with a little bit of a franchise episode. We are talking about Karate Kids. The new one just came out this week, and we took the occasion to watch or rewatch the franchise because I realized in the middle of the first one that I don't think I've seen any of them. I had not seen any of them. I thought I saw the first one, but I think I'm actually getting confused with like Beverly Ninja something. There's another
cop.
No. There's a ninja, white guy ninja in California.
Chris Farley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I was getting confused with that.
Very, very different. That's Chris Farley. That solo movie is probably better than most of the movies that we're going to talk about today. But did you, it's crazy to think that some people recognize, like, their Karate Kid is Jaden Smith instead of Ralph Macchio.
Well, see, like, I guess in retrospect, that was the first Karate Kid I've seen. And in my head, I didn't know that it was like...
It's like a carbon copy.
It's like the exact same thing. Like all, like Mr. Han, is it Mr. Han? Yeah, Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi are like the caretaker of a building. They just moved to a new city. I mean, every movie has like the bully that you have to protect yourself, but like even like the girlfriend at school thing, like it's so similar that in my head for a second I was like, oh, right, so the Jaden Smith was like a reboot, right? They restarted the whole thing. But then in this one, both Mr. Miyagi and Mr. Han exist in the same universe. It means that it was not a reboot.
Crazy.
It means that like the same exact story happened twice in two different countries, I guess, because one was in China and one was in the US, and one was karate and one was kung fu. But like those two kids have just the exact same life, basically.
It's the multiverse of karate, right?
But it's not though. It's the same universe because in this new one, everyone get together.
Yeah, because in all of the franchises, minus the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, you have that logo of like the bonsai tree. Mm-hmm. But what you only realize in this newest one is that they're two branches of the same tree. Mr. Han and Miyagi their family ties are so mixed, going back to the first Miyagi who brought Miyagi-Do to Osaka. Is it Osaka?
Yeah. No.
Okinawa, which sounds like a delicious treat. But they're part of the same branch. It's like just karate versus kung fu, but they're so close together.
To me, the first one really, it was obvious that this is like people that have no idea what martial art are. Whoever made this film, it was so slow and like boring. The fighting, it felt like they had no idea. Maybe the thing is, like, I want to say it might be because it's an older movie, but like I grew up watching Jackie Chan film. So like for me, like when I was 12, I was on a mission to watch all the Jackie Chan film. I was buying VHS of Jackie Chan film in Chinese only, and I would listen without subtitle just to see him fight. I was obsessed. So for me, like that's my point of reference. So even older film, like insanely creative, and I know like it's not necessarily pure martial art. There's a comedy aspect to it. There's like a stunt aspect to it. But watching this movie, I was like, everybody moves so slow. It's so boring. It's filmed so terrible. Like sometimes the camera just doesn't move, and you can tell they're not punching each other at all. I was like, this is so unexciting.
It's very almost like wrestling, like WWE style. It's more so about the angles than and like the sound effects and the actual like hitting. Whereas like the Jackie Chans of the world and even like Tom Cruise are like the real like stunts, and it's like a real impact. But when you're like, this movie came out I think 3 years before I was born, like 86 or something like that. But I saw this fairly young, and I thought like, this is awesome. Like, well, probably when you're a kid and you're watching this, you're like, I can kind of relate, minus like getting absolutely abused and a 65-year-old Japanese grandpa jumping out of nowhere to kick butt. But it's like I really liked this movie when I was younger. I thought this one was the best one of the three, and I never saw Hilary Swank. But looking back and watching it now, like compared to this newest one, the karate is absolute garbage. It is almost like you pretending that you know karate right now. Like you think that you're a martial artist and you start fighting. That's the level of comparison from like the new one and all these old four.
Yeah, because even Mr. Miyagi is extremely slow and kind of like is fighting in the first 4 film, or like just you can tell that they didn't know how to film it, or maybe they thought. And maybe it worked. Like, I think if I was young, this idea of being trained by like a Japanese man that will show you kind of traditional, like, it's so cool that like also you're so young, you don't understand that it's not realistic. Like, I think for me, like, it just feels now, but I think even like if I watched this when I was younger, because I was so used to like the Jackie Chan film, I would have probably felt like it was a bit slow, but I would have still probably liked it because it's just a cool idea. I wish it was me, right? Like to get picked up by an old Japanese kind of like teacher and then getting taught. But I just felt also that because a lot of the reference I have about Karate Kid are coming from other media. Like I watch How I Met Your Mother, and there's like a whole running joke with, Barney. He thinks that the villain is actually the hero of the story, and like a lot of like bits and like little jokes there and there about Karate Kid. So for me, I thought Daniel LaRusso would be such a cool character, but like he's so lame to me, like especially as the movie goes on. Like the first movie, I felt like there's like a naive kind of like charismatic thing happening. Like I get it, but once the second one start to play, it's almost as if like he looks way too old for the age he's supposed to be. But he play his younger age, so he's a bit dumb. But also sometimes he's like all suave and like picking up girl, but he's also like shy and like kind of clumsy. It feels like such a weird character. Like I really did, like as soon as the second one started, the second film, and the third one even worse. Worse. That I just felt like what a terrible person to follow. Like I feel like he's such a like I don't know.
Dweeb.
He's a dweeb. That's really the word. That's the perfect word. He's really a dweeb. I have no confidence in him at all. Like he wins, and I'm like, yeah, it's only because like the script decided you would never win in real life, and you never get like, the girl either.
We're now the bullies. We're actually the bullies of Karate Kid franchise.
I mean, come on.
But like he's like in the first one, he's maybe like 110 pounds soaking wet. Whereas a blonde guy is probably like 160, like he's got some muscle. But you would imagine over the years of him going to Japan, him coming back to train, that he put on some muscle mass. He is the same 110 soaking wet throughout the entire franchise. I'm like, how are you not getting absolutely obliterated? All these people are maybe like double his weight. And he's just like, I'm just going to stick to what I have, which is my crane kick. And that's going to allow me to escape all of life's situations.
He kind of gets chubby, man, in like the third one. Like, no joke. And also, it's so funny that like he goes to Japan. Yeah, like the second. Okay, so the second movie was such a waste of time. For some reason, also, like I started watching the third movie thinking it was a second one. And like 30 minutes in, I was like, wait. This story makes no sense. It feels like they keep referring to things that I don't know, and I check and I realize that I click on the wrong one. So I went and like I paused that one and went to the second one, and the entire time he's in Japan, he learns nothing. There's like a tiny like 5-minute clip of him trying to like on the dock or like the old mill where he tried to like dodge like a pending kind of like big iron thing, and then also there's the little kind of dance move thing. But the rest of the time, he doesn't fight or train or do nothing. He chill with the girl. He kind of fight but not really fight the bad guy who's like you said, he's like 27 years old, and like there's no way this guy wouldn't like beat up on Danielle LaRusso. So I just feel like this is becoming unrealistic. Also, he's not learning anything, and even the third one, it's more about like running this tree business. Then like it feels like he's not learning much.
Yeah, because he's like his actual age in the first one, he's 22, whereas the blonde kid's 18. So I think the movie happens every 2 years. So he's 24 and 26. By the third one, he's supposed to only be, I think he's only supposed to be like a year later, because in the third one, he references that girl from the first movie, and he's like, oh, she's off with a college boy now, and I'm a loser, and like, poor me. But he hasn't, he's like, I'm gonna throw away my entire college tuition to open up a bonsai tree business with Mr. Miyagi, which is such a smart decision. And even the business itself it's cool, but even the business itself, like the walls are so flimsy. Like, I know this is probably there for like when he was getting beat up by those 3 guys in the bonsai tree business, to make it look like he's actually getting hit super hard, but he's just a dummy. It makes sense why the blonde kid wouldn't want to be his friend, because he's a loser who doesn't care about his education or his physical like strength. All he does is complain and mope with Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I like the first 3, to be honest, like I was really disappointed. I was expecting at least the first one to be like, like classic age, but like classic type of thing. And I was so dreading the fourth one, because everyone, like everywhere I check, it was like, this is the worst one. This is so bad. And I think that this may be a little bit of like younger people. A lot of like, this is clearly a type of film franchise that like is directed for boys. And then like, oh, now it's a girl. So I don't like, I feel like there's a lot of like deep, like they were so attached to maybe the franchise, and then they switch it up on them. And it's now it's a girl and she's like older. But to me, like I felt like that one was my favorite of the first 4, to be honest, even better than the first one. I think the first one is close, but I would probably rewatch the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank first, because I felt that one, because she was an older character, like the situation she was in, even though it was kind of extreme, like all those alpha dude, which all have
so
the
toxic.
same kind of teacher. Everyone has like this crazy teacher. Like, it's like, how many of those guys actually exist? Also, they are like a club, like a school club, but also do school security. And apparently they just can do whatever they want. Like it's kind of like the director is just fine with it. Like, like harass other students, like no problem. But it felt more realistic a little bit that like she would run into those kind of problems because she's older. And like, even though the script was like, God, like the dialogue sometimes like, oh, just because my parent died exactly a year ago, and I still feeling like all the pain from like my mom and dad dying in a car accident that left me alive. But like so specific, because it's just dumping all the information that you need to. But after kind of the initial setup, even though it's so weird that like the grandmother would just be like, yeah, like I'll let this old Japanese man stay with my teenage granddaughter while I go to California to just chill and take a little vacay from this terrible child, and I'm gonna leave this old man with my granddaughter. But like, even though it's a weird setup and there's some weird stuff in there, it's kind of having fun with itself. It's kind of a bit more self-aware. I feel like is it the same director? Actually, I wonder if it's a different director. I think it is, right? Christopher King.
It's probably the same, I would imagine.
No, it's a different guy. So the first 3 is the same guy, and the fourth one is a different guy. You can tell that like this guy is a bit more, hey, this is not so serious. This is not like, and the third one was so silly anyway. So I feel like the vibe, like the monk were funny, like it was just a bit more light. And I don't know, I don't mind like the kick she does on the rock. Like that was like impressive stuff. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Like that's something I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Everything else, I feel like I could have done everything. So it's like,
I thought like the cultural references in the fourth one were a lot better. It's more a slightly better representation of like the actual culture behind karate. Like the monks were like a little much, but like I like the monks. Like I could have watched the monks like driving around town and like shopping and eating like for the entire movie. They added like a humorous flair. The talking about the cringe stuff, like they're very racy between like you're the only girl who won't come to the docks with me. Everyone is wants me to invite them. I'm like, that's weird. And then they're at the gas station, and those guys with like the pit bull, like Mr. Miyagi like quiets the dog, and the guy, like these men are probably in their like 30s, and they grab Hilary Swank. It's like, you're only leaving when I tell you can leave. I'm like, what the fuck? But otherwise, like I thought, yeah, like I like the more of a character development in Hilary Swank's character, where she's tending to the birds because she's trying to like, she's actually preventing the bird from leaving to kind of represent like she's holding on to something instead of like constantly being left. And I liked learning about Mr. Miyagi's past, about being a war veteran, and that's how she knows that woman. And they do like a house swap, like it's that Christmas movie with Kate Winslet and Jack Black. But overall, I agree. I thought this one was much better in terms of just storylines, a bit easier to follow, and you want to learn more. And you don't have a character who's also 10 years older than they should be.
Going to the Jaden one. Now, I remember I saw this in theater because again, I was Jackie Chan crazy. I love Jackie Chan. I went to see that. I remember, I think this is what, 2008, something like that, 2010. So
Yeah,
I was
recent.
older.
Yeah.
I would have been what, 18? Okay, yeah. I remember not loving it. I remember it being long. It was impressive in terms of like, to me at least, like even I rewatched it like maybe a month ago, and I thought at least the kung fu is impressive. Like I think there's like actual stuff that I'm like, okay, like I can't do that. Like this is impressive. I thought Jaden Smith was good, not great. As a replacement, I think like he looks at least the shape. Like he looks like he works out.
Yeah.
He was a bit too young. I felt like maybe they should have like, I would have wanted like someone that is like 4 or 5 years older than what he was. Like he was almost like what? He was like 12, 13. I feel like it was a bit young for like all the stuff that like they want him to go through. And I thought, I mean, I love Jackie Chan. I thought Jackie Chan was really good. Like I mean, like he's not an amazing actor, but I thought like his approach is a little bit more funny. And to me, like the broken English of Mr. Miyagi was like almost like it was like too much. Like it was, they're trying so hard to have the broken English. I feel like Mr. Han also, because he's in China, the context of him speaking English in a broken English makes more sense than Mr. Miyagi, who's been in the U.S., fought in the war. Like at this point, you would expect he can have like a full sentence.
Right.
So I still think it's not a great film. I still think that like it's not better than, it's probably better than others, even though it has the same score for me, because it's at least brand new. So like you have like a refreshed look. It looks really nice. I think like the landscape of China and everything, when they go into the mountain to train and everything, like it's nice. It looks good. There's more attention to like the detail. So it's just too long though. It's so long.
It's it's very long. It's also like when they're training on the Great Wall of China while they're doing like karate kicks on top of like a flat part at the top. It's like it's very cool. Like even the villains, like when we're talking about carbon copy to the first one, there's a scene where he's getting beat up, just like in the first one, where he gets beat up in front of the fence. Jaden Smith is getting beat up somewhere in like an enclosed space. Then there's one kid who's like, "Stop! This is too much." And just like in the Jaden Smith one, it's like, "Stop! This is too much." He's like, "Get out of here! You're a weakling!" And they keep beating on him. But even though it's the exact same, and I have like a nostalgic pull for the first one, when I first watched this when I was younger, I wrote it off. I was like, they're ruining something so good. But now knowing that they're both the same level of good, this is definitely acceptable. It's also like a fun fact that if you watch like the credits for this Jaden Smith one, you can see that both his dad, Will Smith, and Jaden Pickens Smith are producers of this movie.
Huh. Oh, cool.
So like it makes sense that like they're in all the shots, they're like pushing him, and he does look
Mm,
insanely ripped for like a 12-year-old boy. It's insane.
yeah, he looks the part.
Yeah.
But let's
Yeah.
go into this new one, Karate Kid Legend 2025. Obviously, funny enough, first film from this director, first actual film. He did some TV before. I don't remember what. Also, the writer, dude, the writer wrote Goosebump 2 and Peter Rabbit. Like,
And you're forgetting Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
yeah, I didn't want to pronounce it, but good on you. So I was expecting the worst, to be honest. Like I at this point I was excited because I was like, well, it's Jackie Chan and the Jason Smith one, whatever. But now that I've seen all of them, if they try, because I like, okay, Karate Kid Legend, the whole appeal I think is that they know that the TV show Cobra Kai, which I haven't seen but you've seen, is really popular. So there's like some interest there. They're bringing back some characters from the other franchises. In my head, I was like, "But I don't like those franchises." So like, it's not really an appeal for me, and the TV show is not an appeal for me. But I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And to be honest, even though it is poorly received or like mid, I guess for like what it seems to be, I had an amazing time. I had such a good time.
I think it's if you're going into this even not watching any of the previous ones, you would have enjoyed it as well. Like
Oh yeah.
the action is on par with what you can see in a lot of like karate movies. Even like the shots were much better. You're in New York City; it's more modern. You're getting a vibe of the city. You're getting the true New York accent here. It's there's so much to like about this movie, even fully taking away that it's a part of a franchise.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can tell that like it's the first movie. I thought the editing was really bad. Very TV kind of editing with like, especially the established shot of the cities. I just thought like it was kind of like that's the weakest point of the film. Like the directing is kind of like run of the mill and the editing is kind of bad. The music choices were also bad. Like it kept like kind of like showing up all the time. It just like annoying kind of music choices. But the main guy, the new actor, Wang.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ben Wang.
Dude, I love this guy. I think that's the first of all, like finally, like a Asian actor for Karate Kid. That's like good. Finally, right? It took 6 film, but like legit impressive. Like what he can do. There was some moment. There was a specific fight in the alleyway when he's solving the boxer dad from like some thugs. That like there was hints of Jackie Chan in there. There was like a comedic aspect, really believable, and like I don't think it was like an amazing performance, but considering like how heavy the kind of his story is in the film, I thought he did a good job. Like I think like it was not just a easy part. Like there was a lot of like drama that he carried most of it actually throughout the film, and physically. Performance wise, like for me, everything worked. So I was really happy just with that. Like the dragon kick, the first time we see the dragon kick, I out loud said, "Holy shit!" Like that was like something else. Like I was like, I don't even know how this is possible.
Yeah, I think you had it right. Like even though he technically failed on his first kick, it's very impressive. It out kung fu's all the other movies, including like what Mr. Miyagi and like Jackie Chan do, at least in the franchise. Even like the training elements, it's very fun. Ben Wang, I actually saw him in a TV show that Disney did like a couple years back called like American Born Chinese, where he's essentially doing kung fu because like a spirit is within him. So it's very impressive that he was able to pull it off. But I also really like the when he's after he beats up all those thugs in the alleyway, the Canadian actor Joshua Jackson, who's like the pizza shop owner, and he's like teaching him how to like apply kung fu into his boxing. I thought that was also very fun. Like you get that montage of them training, like beating up like the pizza dough, so like anything is kung fu. They're doing like squats in like the transit. Just a very fun use of montages that actually worked.
Yeah, the one hinge punch, like
Yeah.
all of that. That was one of my favorite part. Like me and Mary were laughing out loud. It was just so fun. And I remember like I brought Mary in the movie saying like she came because I wanted to go see it, and I was like, expect like a very basic movie, and she just had a blast. She maybe it was the expectation were low, but like she said that was just such a fun film, and that's the thing. And also, dude, so when I went to buy the ticket on like whatever Friday or something, and deep in my soul, I was like, this is gonna be a fucking 2.5 hour movie. This is just gonna be like, I just feel it, because like Karate Kid, the last one was really long. All the movie are just so long right now, and I was getting ready to like see 127 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
94 minutes, banger runtime. I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it ended just at the right time. You know, like
Yes.
it didn't go too deep. Like bringing in like Ralph Macchio was almost like, I get it for the storyline and like this is legend, but like he almost didn't even have to be in it. I think it
No.
would have been just as fine with Jackie Chan alone. But I agree. All the other ones like maybe the Jaden Smith and Hilary Swank meant a little over 90, but this was just perfect. I probably could have squeezed in like another 20 minutes and I'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, because it was good, so like I was in at that point. But 90 minutes just feels so good, like a 90 minutes movie, especially like a summer movie like this. I feel like, especially like you were talking about, like Mission Impossible 8 or whatever, is like 3 hours long. It's like there's no way it can be fun for 3 hour nonstop. You know, there's like an hour of slug in that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the runtime. I thought Jackie Chan was great. It was fun to see him on screen. He was like charismatic. And I mean, he didn't do like, he did like a good portion. Yeah, like you said, like I think Raf Malshow was like, he was just there to be there. Like he showed up kind of 30 minutes in. Towards the end is just like, he's kind of half a teacher for a little bit. And I still don't really like him as an actor. I think I just don't like him that much. Like I don't find believable. There's something about him like it doesn't work that much for me. Yeah, and I thought it's cheesy a little bit, but it's a good kind of cheesy. If you're into it, it's gonna work. The pizza kind of like drama was fine. Like I thought, it feels like maybe a little bit of a detour because it doesn't really accumulate towards much, but like it's a nice detour. And a lot of the things that at first I was like, oh, I didn't like that, like the stuffed crust kind of joke at the beginning.
Right.
Where like Ben Wang wants a stuffed crust pizza and they kind of make fun of it for him. I was like, okay, this is not really that funny. And then it started to become his nickname. And then he like officially used it as a nickname into like the tournament. And like I kind of like got into it and I was like, okay, this is actually funny.
No, it's nice. It's I like the things that I thought were pretty funny throughout like the entire franchise, but more so specifically for this, is like, how is Kung Fu so popular? Like it's like the whole city is taken over. All 5 boroughs are shutting down the entire streets to host a teenager Kung Fu battle, and everyone's like, even the final battle, they're on top of a skyscraper, and there's like hordes of people, and they're all clapping like, "This is insane!" And also, who's paying out $50,000? Like
$50,000. How did they make that money back?
There's no sponsors.
There's no TV.
Even in Ben Wang's like semi-final fight, he beats that kid, and Connor Day, who's like the bad guy villain in this one, he like hints to like the gym owner. It's like, let's beat this kid up because even though I'm the returning champion, I don't want to fight him. So let's send adults in. And then you get this like this fight scene where like these 4 adult men are coming from out of the woodworks and then trying to like take advantage of Ben and like beat him up or kill him or something, because they had an like aluminum bat and they hit on the back of the head of Joshua Jackson in the alleyway. So like they're gonna shank this kid because he's doing well. And then you get like finally Mr. Han and Ralph Macchio, Daniel Russo doing some fight back actions. But
I mean, every movie have that moment. Every single movie in the franchise has the moment where the bad guy coach tell the bad guy fighting, just break the rule and like kill this dude. Like even the boxing match in this
Yeah.
one has it. Like every single time, it's like, all right,
The referees are like, cool.
yeah, hey, you can't do that. Whoa, you can't do
Hey,
that.
hey, shame on you. Don't
But
do
like it's
that.
like it happened twice in the same movie at this point. It's like how many times like kids will get like beating up like that, and we're just gonna be fine. Oh yeah, by the way, you have 10 minutes to be back from your broken leg, or you disqualify. We're not gonna disqualify the guy that broke your leg, but we're gonna disqualify
Yeah.
you if you're not up on your leg in 10 minutes. And like Mr. Han or Mr. Miyagi just shake something and they do this, with their hand, and then that's it. You're fixed. You're fixed for like 15, and then that's it. Then you have to go to the
Trust me,
hospital.
like I've done like that flame cup thing on my body when I was younger. It does not fix anything. But yeah, like this one, like I like that the final tournament was like no holds barred. There's no rules. Where the bad guy like kicked Ben Wang in the back of the head. So here's a free concussion. But I like that their final move was what impressed you at the beginning of the movie was the dragon kick, and they're
Yeah.
training the last 20 minutes to like slide underneath the turnbuckle.
That's good.
I thought it was really good. Like it was
Me
a
too.
great way to take advantage of size difference and like the bad guy's like aggression, right? He's so aggressive, he's gonna come out swinging. They use it against him, so I thought it was a smart way to take advantage of the fight.
I agree, and I think that like doing that in the subway is cool. It's kind of remind me like how Jackie Chan used kind of like what's around him to like incorporate that into the fight. So that's fun.
Yeah.
And it's also ties in with the idea of like coats off, coats on, all those things that like are everything is kung fu. And I also think that like I really like the montage, the last montage where like the two teachers are kind of fighting each other about how Bang Wang is supposed to fight. And this it's mostly comedy moment where like they both basically like hurting a child because they want to be right. But like it worked. I think like they all have a romance element, which is kind of like always just okay.
Yeah.
This one, it was kind of just okay. I mean, like she was fine. Like the daughter of the boxer. There was a lot of like little cringe moment. It was cool. Like when he was like, oh, I don't know if it was that cool. Actually, it's kind of like slightly racist, but like, oh, if you speak Mandarin, you're gonna get a discount on your pizza oven part. Apparently, you'll get a neighbor discount or whatever. It's like, all right. Yeah, I mean, like the romance was fine.
Yeah.
This one, like, there's a lot of like things that feel like a movie set. That's the only thing. Like, I think like the sets are okay. This is a movie set. It's like this weird synthetic vintage look where they want it to be kind of old, but it's like
Right.
new old, and it looks kind of weird. Like the pizza place was like the thing that like always looked like this. It was just so like weirdly fabricated that. Maybe it will look cheap after a couple years, but I think the vibes are just so good. I thought it was so funny that like they don't mention Jaden Smith even one, like his character. Like they mention a bunch of people from like even like the bad guy from the. I was wondering what you thought about the ending. Let me know after. But Jaden Smith, not even mentioned once. I thought maybe there would be a photo of him in the dojo that like Jackie Chan has at the beginning or something, or you could even say, oh, I used to have a student that was like you. Anything. They just erased him from the planet. Like it just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's weird because like maybe that they thought that having Jackie Chan in it was enough representation for referencing his movie. I just quickly searched it up. Apparently he was contacted, but I don't think it went through. There was supposed to also be some other kind of sequel or something like that. But maybe just because Jaden Smith is just so far gone, everyone else is still like as shitty as like Ralph Macchio is. He was able to keep the Karate Kid franchise alive through Cobra Kai, and same with like the other blonde dude. Like they really leveraged and turned this like essentially their only hit of their filmography into something that was actually like watchable. Like the show was like okay. Like as a 30-year-old man, I did watch like 3 seasons of teenagers fighting in a school. but yeah, like it is odd that you don't at least see a photo. Like it could have been easy, like a quick shot of when Ben is in Beijing in like the dojo of like Jackie Chan's training school, that it could just like cut like very quickly.
Yeah, or just a reference. Like I think Jackie Chan could have said a joke about like I used to have a teacher, like a student like you, like something that like if you've seen it, you maybe it was there, but I missed it. I don't think so though. I think there's a lot more reference to Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Mr. Miyagi and Jackie Chan met at some point.
Oh
Like in
God.
the house in California.
Yeah.
There's a photo
Yeah.
too that is like
Yeah.
very bad, and even like like the reusing the second movie Japanese story of like the grandfather going into China.
Right.
Like it was good enough to like set it up, but like if they would have pushed it further, I would have been all right. Like you're really making this a really thin chance that like this works out. But I think overall, like they did it enough that it worked. And really, for me, it's just Ben Wang and Jackie Chan, just the two of them. Really, like that's all I really need for this movie to work. What did you think about the ending with the white guy?
I thought it was just like a funny way to tie it together. Like I'm sure they're gonna try to milk this to make another movie, but like he adds like a humorous element. Like if we were to reference back to the third movie, John Cross, um, the leader of Cobra Kai, he's like on his like outs and he's like trying to go back to an old friend, like referencing him back, like the blonde kid. I thought it was nice. He kept this franchise alive, and they added like olives on, olives off, like pepperonis, like your kung fu or something like that. But it was good. It was good for what it was, a 2-minute quick, scene.
I assume because it's tied to Cobra Kai, and I haven't seen that, so I assume like it's bring that crowd too, right? Like that's probably why they wanted to do this film. But clearly, like first movie, it's kind of crazy that your first movie as a like film directing credit, you have Jackie Chan, you have like a franchise reboot. Like it's a pretty big kind of first movie to be like, yeah, like go do that. Either like they really don't care and they were like, yeah, like whatever. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It seems to be doing okay. I think the budget was like 55 million. It made 50. So like right now it's not breaking even yet because they don't make 100% of the money they make at the box office. If it makes 100 million, it's probably going to break even overall. So that's not bad. I mean, I would be down. I to be honest, I want to see. I'm so interested to see if ever we're gonna see the type of movie Jackie Chan used to do, like action comedy, like even his American one, like Shanghai Night, Rumble in the Bronx, those kind of like things where you have a guy that just know what he's doing. I think Tom Cruise is probably like the closest thing you have of that, but it's not really funny, right? Like I think Mission Impossible, from what I've seen, it's funny at time, like quick dialogue and stuff, but it's not funny through the action. Like it doesn't have a comedic tone to the action where, like, I don't know if ever it's gonna be popular, but I'm interested. Bang Wang as an actor, straight up actor, I'm not super interested, but because of his talent as a fighter, like it's a very specific type of movie that he can do that would be interesting. Is if he fights and he's acting, not just acting. I wish
But I think
there was something like this for him.
Yeah, but I just don't know if he has like the comedic chops, I think like an element of like why Jackie Chan was so funny was like one, like he is ESL, but it works for him, it's very like if you think about Rush Hour, I loved that franchise,
So
it's
good.
just, Chris Tucker just saying like all of you guys look alike, like I think that shit's hilarious, and he's like, we think you guys look all alike, it works so well. And even like the Shanghai series, Nights and Noon, the Medallion, like Jackie Chan had some absolute bangers that were the Tuxedo.
You don't think he could do it? You don't think that Bang Wang could do it? I think, I mean, he's 25 years old. He was born in the 2000. Like, I think you have to give him a little bit of time. I feel like there was moment in this movie that like he was hitting the tone, like that note of like Jackie Chan, not at the same level, because I think like you need to give him a bit more time. And I was wondering like, what's those somewhat Asian culture focused Marvel movie that they did recently?
Oh, Shang-Chi with
there a
Simu Liu.
is there a martial art in that, or it's unrelated?
It is martial arts. Like that's like how or like adjacent.
Do you think you could fit in something like that? Because I mean, I haven't seen them, but I know like Guardian of the Galaxy has a lot of comedy. So I don't know if Shang-Chi
Right.
is more serious and like it wouldn't really fit, or
I think there's like it's kind of like all Marvel movies have like the same blueprint of like it's like heavy action, but they have to put in a decent amount of comedy to allow it to be relatable to people. But yeah, like potentially, I think Ben Wang, maybe I'm just not giving him enough credit. He's still so young. There's potential there, so I'm sure there's like some kind of Asian Marvel person that he can fall into that might allow him to bleed into that comedy roles.
I really think that would be cool for him. I just feel like how many role have kung fu elements, baked into the story. It's so little. So I hope there's something there. I also wish that it's not Jackie Chan's last film. Like I told Mary, like anytime Jackie Chan releases a film that I can go see in theater, I go because it could be his last one. Like I'm not taking any chance. Like I mean, he's what? He was born in the 50s, so he's at
54.
least.
So
So
46 plus 25.
75, 71?
71.
Like how
He's
many
reaching.
how many more movies he's gonna do? That's the thing, right? Like I mean, he's been already taking like slower role that are not like action dependent, and even like his Chinese film I've seen, but like I'll go see any movie. Hopefully, he can get a Rush Hour 4, but like it's been so long now. I mean, they try so long to do a fourth one. I doubt it's gonna happen at this point. But all right, score, buddy. I
Yeah.
was about to call you baby.
Yeah, we've been friends for long enough. You can let one slip. For me, I think I gave this a 4-star rating.
Very solid. I give it a 3.5. Considering what else is out there, if you're not interested in Mission Impossible or Lilo and Stitch, I think this is a great family movie right in the middle. It's kind of like, it plays a bit more for like, if you have young and old people, like a dad with their son or something like that works more than Lilo and Stitch is super kid, and Mission Impossible, I think, is a lot more adult. This is like a perfect family movie, I think. It's funny and it's light, it's short and sweet. All right, everyone, thank you for listening. We will be back soon enough. I think, oh man, we didn't talk about friendship. Okay, let's keep it for next time because I'll have seen it. We'll talk about friendship.
Awesome.
Subscribe, find us everywhere. We are back soon with more episode.
Woo woo. Thank you.
Woo woo. Cheers.